You guys stop.
When respect declines and gives way to retaliation, leading celebrated boxers to strike outside the boundaries of the sport, this is not merely a rivalry. This is a declaration of war. The moment Canelo Alvarez knocked Terence "Bud" Crawford down with one powerful punch on video, supporters thought it was conclusively over. However, that event was merely the start. Terence Crawford is speaking from his hospital bed where he is wounded, stitched, and filled with fury, and he states this is no longer about sport but is now deeply personal. What follows is the beginning of one of the most perilous conflicts boxing has seen in a very long time.
Now, the small brother in this fight, Crawford, looks like a physical threat to Canelo. If we're looking at it 1-to-1, this is a dangerous fight. I'm telling you all, we can't deny that there is a more level ground when we look at them face to face now, with the physical aspect of this fight being the most dominant aspect of why people feel Canelo would win. I'm saying that now we have to reevaluate this. It's not as far.
Let us begin by returning to just 3 days prior, when a chaotic scene erupted backstage at a Las Vegas charity event which was intended to be a peaceful affair. Canelo Alvarez was present for media obligations while Terence Crawford was passing through the vicinity with his entourage. The instant the two men made eye contact, the entire atmosphere shifted dramatically.
Is there anything that scares you, Canelo Alvarez? What frightens you?
Nothing about boxing.
No.
There were no boxing gloves and security could not react in time, leaving Canelo Alvarez to unleash years of accumulated tension through a single sharp right hand to the jaw of Terence Crawford. All of this was captured on video by cameras, and the footage was quickly distributed by TMZ. In a matter of minutes, this incident caused a complete explosion across social media platforms.
There's no room for this in the sport. There's no room for Davis brothers to be in the building tonight. The police escorted them out.
Crawford was knocked unconscious and had to be carried away by his own team, leaving the pound-for-pound boxing champion hospitalized from a punch delivered outside of a ring. The reality is this was not a random event. Canelo finally reached his breaking point for a genuine reason, as the disrespect had been escalating for many months. Bud Crawford repeatedly challenged him publicly, accusing him of being afraid and claiming Canelo only fights less formidable opponents to avoid legitimate risk. This all culminated in a widely shared video where Crawford boasted he would easily defeat Canelo in a street fight.
What would it look like?
Come on, man. Y'all know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it on the streets. I'm me against anybody. I ain't never gonna say another man gonna whoop me. So, you know what I mean? That's your answer right there.
I guess in Guadalajara, you think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terence came to town?
I think every city, every place is different, no? It's different. But we don't talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing.
Those particular remarks had a profound impact when directed at a legendary 4-division world champion like Canelo Alvarez, a man who has shouldered the sport of boxing since the era of Mayweather concluded. Therefore, when the two men unexpectedly met backstage, Canelo did not restrain himself in the slightest.
To do and this and that, and then he tried to, maybe Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to walk me back, and that's why I pushed him. And like I say, don't with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah, right.
Which one? The Saunders. Oh,
he pissed me off. He pissed me off. Yeah. So it's gonna be almost the same.
Live only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/box.
And now from a hospital bed, Crawford is telling the world this is no friendly beef anymore. He said it became personal and promised Canelo would regret putting hands on him. Sources close to Bud say the punch caused a fractured orbital bone, a mild concussion, and heavy swelling. But even with a damaged face, Crawford did not lose belief in himself. He told reporters he was caught off guard, but he is still the same man. He said Canelo woke up a new version of Bud, one that never forgets. This is no longer hype, but is not talking about money or ticket sales. He is talking about revenge, legacy, and blood. And while Canelo has stayed silent since the Punch Crawford story is controlling the headlines.
Ready for this.
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass.
Like yes, man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Majumdar.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones.
A critical point often overlooked is that this conflict has been developing for several years. Back in 2021, Crawford publicly stated that Canelo was deliberately avoiding fights with black boxers. That statement spread widely online, and Canelo was deeply offended by it. He responded at the time by insisting he would fight anyone placed before him and that he feared no opponent. However, the underlying animosity between them never truly subsided.
In boxing, that I will say is not ducking anyone in terms of weight, class, title, and most importantly, race. I'm not buying that for Canelo. No, I don't agree with it.
Yo, my dude, I gotta give you. This is a commendable moment, my dude.
No,
I gotta give you your props because I was almost sure that you was gonna be on the other side of the fence talking about Canelo Alvarez is absolutely avoiding some very slick and skillful black fighters. Now, with that being said, I do think he's being strategic, and I do think there are some fighters who are so skillful, but they don't bring the bag the way they need to.
Yes.
So I think it's more so risk reward.
Yeah.
I don't think it's about like, I can't beat this guy. It's more so like, if I do fight this guy, what am I really gaining?
That's fact.
So I'm right there with you. I don't think it has to do with, black fighters per se. I think he's just being, strategic. And
Crawford continued his undefeated ascent by defeating Spence and quieting his doubters, while Canelo faced criticism for selecting less demanding bouts as fans demanded a super fight between them. Canelo consistently dismissed the idea, claiming Crawford was too small a challenge, but that decisive punch revealed he felt genuinely threatened and sought to assert that this era still belongs to him.
Never. No.
Naturally, this being boxing, some are claiming the incident was staged, the punch was not real, and this is merely a promotional stunt similar to the Paul vs. Tyson spectacle designed solely to sell pay-per-view events.
$170 million from this fight? I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever. 60 million households, Jake. 250 million people. Bro, that is so It's all downhill from here. No, for sure.
However, a crucial distinction exists, as this is not an exhibition match nor a fight for amusement, but a matter of lasting legacy, and Canelo is not one for games. If that punch had been staged, both men would deserve acting awards, yet based on the immediate reaction, the frantic security response, and the genuine fury visible on Canelo's face, it is plainly evident this conflict was entirely real.
What if Canelo shoves you again in this press conference?
I'm gonna cry like a baby.
All right, thank you.
Current tension is extreme as Canelo is obviously determined to prove he remains the dominant figure in boxing, yet his recent behavior has changed. This is not the calm and strategic fighter we recognize, as he is now driven by emotion, lashing out at airports and engaging in public disputes. This reflects a desperate mindset, not that of a poised champion. Meanwhile, Crawford remains resolute with nothing to lose, knowing a victory would immediately make him a legend, while a loss would still represent a courageous attempt at greatness which carries no dishonor.
You've accomplished everything. You're a first ballot Hall of Famer. You've been undisputed now in 2 weight classes. This would give you undisputed championship in the 3rd weight class. But not just that, you know you're fighting an all-time great, and you know that the credit's gonna go to you if you beat a guy like Canelo Alvarez at 168. Is that why you want it?
Well, when I beat him.
When you beat him.
Definitely. You know, the stakes is high. You know, it's high risk, high reward type of fight, and I'm looking forward to it.
When would you say, from memory, that you first thought this fight was a real possibility, that you started thinking about this fight actually happening?
Well, I started thinking about it, you know, a couple of years ago when they started talking about Spence fighting Canelo. Then just, you know, sizing him up, like, all right, how tall is he? You know, how long his arms and things like that, just sizing him up like that and going to his fights and things like that. And when he walk out the ring, I'm looking at him like, man, all that big, you know. So me talking to him with Turkey and Turkey not wanting to fight, and me like, yeah, this is the fight that I want, being that, you know, he's the last great fighter of our era, you know. That's just like, you know what I mean, me fighting a Pacquiao, a Mayweather, De La Hoya, and things like that. So that's why I wanted to fight.
Crawford has remained composed and focused throughout, using the incident as pure motivation without flinching or yielding. If anything, it has intensified his drive. What appeared as disrespect to others he viewed as a direct challenge and a warning, yet instead of retreating, he is using it to intensify his resolve. For Terence "Bud" Crawford, this signifies far more than a mere increase in weight class. He is stepping directly into the lion's den. Canelo has confronted formidable opponents at 168 and 175 pounds, possessing power on an entirely different level, as evidenced by his victories over fighters like Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, and Sergey Kovalev.
Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything.
Consider that Crawford began his professional career competing at 135 pounds, which means he is now ascending 3 complete weight divisions from his original starting point as a lightweight.
Be gone. The notion that Terence "Bud" Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2. Trained him for Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Many boxing analysts are deeply concerned for his safety, questioning what will occur if he absorbs a full force punch from Canelo to the body or head. This opponent is not Errol Spence or Sean Porter. This is Canelo Alvarez, the iconic face of Mexican boxing, who possesses devastating knockout power in each hand.
When it comes to Terence Bud Crawford, when people, for some reason, keep mistakenly comparing him to Floyd Mayweather when it comes to being an elusive fighter, Terence Crawford and Boots Ennis has a similar approach to boxing. They are boxer punchers, and it's because Terence Crawford was too big and too strong for most of the opponents. He was too athletic, too. Foot speed, hand speed, just too accurate. Physically, probably the best athlete in the boxing world. He does the same thing, which is why he's been dropped, which is why he's been rocked, which is why he gets hit a lot with consecutive punches. You saw him against Madrimov, you saw him against David Abnese. You saw the type of punches he was getting landed on from Showtime Sean Porter, right? Because he's used to bullying cats. And that's what I'm concerned about with him versus Canelo Alvarez.
The essential question remains whether Crawford's exceptional skill and boxing intelligence will successfully translate to the super middleweight division, or if the significant increase in weight will ultimately prove to be an insurmountable obstacle.
One fight above 147 pounds, and everyone, including Terence Crawford, will tell you that was not his finest performance against Israel Madrimov. He is older than Canelo. He is coming up in weight. He is coming off a long layoff. I can't look at Canelo Williams' school and say, you know what? Canelo is too far in a decline to beat Terence Crawford. Not until I've seen what Terence Crawford looks like at 168 pounds.
Yeah, same here. And even though we could see Canelo Alvarez diminishing, we're still going to favor him because he's been in there with the bigger, stronger men. Crawford's not going to be able to hurt him. Crawford will be able to pepper him up, win rounds. Like I tell you, I have an image of Canelo Alvarez after the fight. He's going to be bloodied and bruised because he's going to get pot-shotted. He's going to throw 2-3 punches, pepper him up, and then get an angle. Then once Canelo starts realizing I'm falling behind here or I'm getting hit too much, I got to do something great, that's when Crawford's going to have to get on his...
The pressure is immense as Canelo has dominated the super middleweight division without serious challenge. However, this opponent is not John Ryder or Jamie Munguia. This is Terence Crawford, the most precise, tactical, and dangerous switch hitter in modern boxing. Canelo's recent performances, while still elite, have shown noticeable signs of decline, which Crawford has clearly observed, and that is precisely why he accepted this formidable fight. That altercation at the airport may have been the most definitive indication that Canelo understands Crawford is genuinely coming to claim his championship throne.
Canelo couldn't knock out Charlo. Or you really think that he's gonna knock out Crawford? Pick Terence Crawford to beat a Canelo Alvarez, even at 168. Everybody can call me crazy and whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence, but trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So
live only on DAZN, June 28th, Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
This situation reflects poorly on Canelo, with many observers stating he appears shaken and is losing his characteristic composure, perhaps because he is finally confronting the genuine possibility that Terence Crawford could actually defeat him.
I always try to respect my opponents, and I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something. And he did. And now, before I respect his word because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did. So, but you know me. I respect everybody, but if you with me, so it's gonna be different.
Terence, is that true? Did Turki Al-Ashi ask you to spice things up?
Turkey didn't ask me to do nothing. I didn't touch him.
You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight. I ain't scared.
Never say that. Your uncle say that, not me.
I ain't scared of shit, and you're gonna find that out. And as you seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But are you fun?
In contrast, Crawford has only become more formidable by withstanding a punch outside the ring and refusing to retreat. That action represents psychological warfare and demonstrates alpha mentality, which is the very essence of fearless behavior.
Beat him. You know, he's never been knocked out before, but he lost fights before. You know, so everybody, you know, that's coming in thinking that I need a knockout to beat Canelo Alvarez is wrong. And that's not the approach that, you know, we take in this fight. If the knockout comes, then it comes. But we're not going in there to knock him out. We're not looking for the knockout.
Terence, you have said if you win, you feel you're on the Mount Rushmore.
I didn't say if I win. Okay. Said when I win.
When you win. Well, with that, you know, what is Terence Crawford's legacy with a win over Canelo?
Listen, I already said it. I'm on that mountain. Ain't nothing left to say.
Live only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
All right, everyone. Stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Ring Headquaterzz and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.